make me lose it. And when she jam down me, then I jam down me. And when she sing down me, then I swing down me. Now let this go, now let this go, now let this go, now let this go. The way she jam down me, then I jam down me. And when she boy, now get this thing nowhere, nothing nowhere. The girl me up when she night and day. Girl me up when she wine on me. Girl you rock on the line right there. Now give it up 'cause she nice right there. And when she sing down there, I swing down there. Girl me up when she night and day. Now let this go, now let this go, now let this go, now let this go. Come jam up on me, girl, bring that body. Spread your sweet on me, darling. 'Cause what you do on me, darling. What a feeling. Say, baby, I come to wine. Cheers to my God, yeah, have a good time. It's all I want, yeah. So come give me all of that, yeah. I say, best believe, boy. When I find it, girl, I'm not moving. How you grooving? Stay with me, boy. Girl, I hope it's not too late.
Yes, good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Fine Points. And we are live, and let me just let you all know that we cannot be going live on Facebook. Facebook has blocked us, so we will not be live on Facebook. So again, Facebook has blocked us. Okay. Right. So follow the link and come in. Let me just say good evening and share this link out to my contacts, letting them know that I am here. And well, you know how this go on Facebook. I mean, on these things you can follow and be updated the same way. Afterwards, you could go and watch the show and yeah, you could go and follow the show and so we are live, just waiting on you, the fans to come in. So yeah, when you come in, share it. I cannot broadcast onto Facebook, and I am not. So yes, the link to view the platform is bounceup.com live stream. So if you have to Go on Bounce Up Central, go on the platform and you can watch it, and you can put in all your messages and everything on the platform. And very soon, as I told you all, we will be going to the platform, because when you have competition out in the market, we're not competing with anybody, but because some people believe that we are competing, they are now trying to put a blockage in our way. And really and truly, as I told you all, I am fed up of Facebook, and I think after tonight, I may be very well deleting that account from my off the face of the earth, because I can't even access Fearless Warrior. I can't even access none of my pages, so it makes no sense to have it, and you cannot access it. But as I said, basically, I am very much contemplating on deleting my whole Facebook page, all the pages. Should that come onto the platform, come onto the platform, and I think the time has come for us to really start doing that. Come on the platform, get the information, and let me start. So now let me give you all a little synopsis on what has been happening. Let me give you all a little synopsis on what has been happening. And really and truly, I listened to a show last night, right? I listened to a show last night, and really and truly, I was really upset. I was upset, really and truly. If you all want to share it on the Facebook, but I tell you straight up, Facebook has new restriction, new things, and I just fed up on them on the nonsense. I am not censoring anybody on our platform, and our platform is there, and it's open up to you, the general public, to come in and be a part of it. So this is what has been happening. So last night, there's this video that has been circulating on all them UNC, and I say UNC because they are the ones who are sending out this so-called propaganda posts that they seem to be playing from all different quarters. And where the Prime Minister stood up in Parliament and would have been making a statement in terms of they're going to show and all them different things. And I don't want to even repeat half of the statement. But what I was taken aback with is that it wasn't two persons who was performing, and that was the kind of thing. And I heard that storyline when I heard Miss, who's calling me here, boy? Naya Bingi. Hey, good evening, Naya Bingi. You're live, eh? Good evening.
You don't call me back.
All right, I want to call you back on that matter. I'll call you back. Glory. Yes. So when I heard the clip being played during the day, the next day, I said, wait now, there is a recurring decimal. Like nobody checking to see whether or not if this thing is authentic or what. And let us be real. Good evening, Daniela. And let us be real. To hear even a person play back and then hear the subtle bacchanal behavior. Well, I'm going to play a clip for you all to listen tonight. And I want to know what are your comments on what the Prime Minister would have said. And I'm saying to myself, but how this old video end up back on the playlist. And you're playing it and you're asking the people to comment on it. And I'm saying to myself, but why are you doing that to yourself? Yes, you may have a disgruntlement with the Prime Minister because he walked off on you on a sports day. But you can just go and just play an old video. You know, authenticate the video to see whether or not if it was said the day before the show. And even if it was said the day before the show, what the hell? Let me be realistic. Everybody talking about the economy and economy and economy. But the tourism economy, in terms of these bloggers coming in the country, seems to be doing well. The parties and them doing well. So why people saying the economy is stagnant? And then on top of it, you had the audacity to rub that insult into we, to rub that insult into the people of Trinidad and Tobago. My God. You bring that man who on sedition charges on your program, and it wasn't even good evening, David Tate, and it wasn't even an interview. I could have sworn it was like, how you going, boy? But you know the thing, yeah. Well, yeah, you sound good, you look good, yeah, you look good, yeah, yeah. I could have sworn it was one like that. No substance in the interview. And this man was lying off his teeth. The man said that people paying out him because it's what? Because it's more about black communities and all them different things. And but it's really only majority of his videos is more targeting the black communities in Africa where they run him out. He said that never happened. But he did the same thing. And yeah, she allows the KFC man, everybody running this man, but you invite this man. Just like what Third Base, because I think it was Third Base who brought him up on top the stage for the show in the Savannah Saturday. And thank God, let me tell you something. People call me and they say, boy, and I really wanted to go to the show. If I tell you I wanted to go to the show, because I say, oh God, it's Maxi Priest, it's Barrington Levy, oh God, look at them big hits, Anthony B, this one, that one, oh my goodness. I really wanted to go to the show. But something keeps saying, nah. Boy, don't go. Only to see on my thing, on my WhatsApp, somebody sent me a video where I believe it was Third Base, I think it was. And Third Base bring this man on the stage to start his set, thinking, well, you know, he was gonna get this big hooray, fanfare, all kind of dotishness. Only to realize that as he bring him on, he didn't get to him play the first song really and truly, because the first song now start, but the 10 seconds. Promoter say, hey, he could have said one time, that's the day, come off the stage. Because that is not the place to him do them shipping. And then on top of it, you glorify, the man is on sedition charges. And you're doing the same damn thing as when the man bring the man, when he come to this country and highlighting. So it's only about negativity we about. That's all we care about, the negativity. And instead of you interview the man as a real you had the man, you know. I was really upset, and I said, but if I would have to walk on the show one time, I would not even want to be in that show again. Because you don't get turned off. Because when you take this thing to political, and I keep saying it, people took this thing to political heights. Or you bring the man up in here like it's some matter. What was shit in matter? But I was so pissed off. I said, nah. I tell artists and all call me. They say, boy, we were so upset. And third base of all persons, you are radio personality. You are radio personality. You bring the man who on sedition charges on stage and raising his hand like if he's some big man or you on shit. Or you on shit, and I'm glad you expose your hand early. I'm glad you expose your hand early so everybody know where your political allegiance lie. Everybody will now know where your political allegiance will lie. I was so pissed. And then she brought this man last night. I tell you, I was really going to do a fine point last night. And then I just said, let me go and macro and see what are people doing. And from the time I see she point it with the Prime Minister, I said, no. You can't get from bad to worse. You cannot get from bad to worse. Because last time, you was asking the people if we are a failed state. Now you come to bring the thing and then asking the people, what are your thoughts on the Prime Minister's statement about the show? And I said, what kind of madness is this? They are Mickey Mouse game. And then they just want to know why it is the Prime Minister walking off on them. The Prime Minister have a right to walk off on you. Because we clearly show that we're playing games. Gladiator dead and gone. I mean, they say he trained here. Well, you learn the wrong things, boy. Because he and all was a conduit to a get-rich team. But you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. You bring in a person who is charged, on the stage, third base. Nah, man. Or you're showing your political hand early in the game. But I'm glad. So now that, because one or two of them is part and parcel of administrators on some WhatsApp groups that I'm in. But it just goes to show, yes, it's about the clicks and the likes. And I keep telling them, I don't have to watch one of that. I'm not going to that. Look, Facebook block me and I don't care. I do business. And I mean to say, it's years of building up my Fearless Warrior page and some other pages. And Facebook just take a decision to block me and I don't give a damn. In fact, I'm ready to switch them off tonight. Come up on the platform. There's a whole big platform. We have your own chat room. We have your own this. You name it, we have it. Nobody blocking you, nobody thinking it. But when I saw what I saw last night, I said, my God. Like really and true, like this girl, you say is the queen at all, but the queen of shit. That really queen of shit. And it's only because like you didn't have toilet paper to wipe it. Oh God, they went to the extreme. But watery shit now. That you bring on that man and posing with him, and it's about something really wrong with them, Something, and then talking about it was impromptu. It can never be impromptu because it was well planned and organized. And then I keep saying that the UNC made statements that they want to use bloggers, take care of the agenda. The UNC said that. The UNC have been saying it over and over and over that they will use these bloggers and them, whether locally, internationally. Just picture it, just see it. All of a sudden, these bloggers and them coming from all over the place. They want to walk from here to Ticacas, who want to walk down to this place, who want to walk here, who want to go there. And all of a sudden, everybody want to highlight all the negativity and then talk about what? Well, the boys and them just don't want, look. If it ain't white, it ain't right. So they say, if it ain't white, it ain't right. But it's bullshit. It's bullshit. There have been stories where have been done by reporters right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So what we are saying is that people must continue to come, carry the agendas of political parties to destabilize this country and put our country in a bad light. But what they did not realize is that the IMF gave us a very good rating because everybody wants me to go in the IMF direction. So now that we have a good rating and we have a good standing, they vex. I keep telling them, they believe that all African nations or persons who are being run under African or who are being run as so-called as they will want to classify as third world countries or they will want to say where they want to stay as banana republic. Well, let me tell you something. This banana republic don't give a damn about no tourists and the dollar. We are about investment. We are about energy because we are the first country in the world. Put it on record. Go and check it. We are the first country in the world where oil was dug and they find oil. We, right here in Trinidad and Tobago, before people want to do the history and stop letting these fools and them come to a country and tell you about all this, that, the other. Come on. Come on. Let's be real. And they continue to put out the agenda and they continue to put out the agenda and the agenda and the agenda. And they feel that nobody is going to push back on the lies and the propaganda that they're putting out in the public domain. And they're using subtle people. They're using them subtly. Easy. Because why? People like to follow propaganda and bacchanal. So they will follow the propaganda and they will follow the bacchanal. And then they will say, oh yeah, boy, ting. Even when an activist phoned me and they said, well, wait now, a man played a clip and I listened to the clip. And even though the man was cussing and telling on and this and that, you know what the man said? And I said, but some people need to listen before they start playing certain things. Listen properly. The man is proclaiming in a video, in a voice thing, in a voice note, that Kamala and them going all over the place and giving the boys and giving people in the Lahokita constituency permanent jobs in the corporation to get the votes. Now, let me tell you something. When you play that clip, you have to be careful and mindful that other people listening to this thing and they will run to them to sell their soul to get a work. And if people giving out work, you must ask yourself where the loyalty could lie. Because if it is that we glorifying and giving a man who come to this country all this prominence and all this sort of acolytes, then what are we saying as a nation when you get a permanent work from somebody? What are we really saying? You will give your soul. And we have to be careful. We have to be mindful. We have to be careful and mindful. Even have things that I disagree with the government in terms of doing, I will say it without fear or favor, because me be holding to nobody. But at the end of the day, you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible and glorifying people like these people come like you telling the criminal on the block, the one who terrorizing the people in the communities. It is okay. Because when they're having a show, I will get up on the stage and glorify you, even though you have a charge against your name. You ain't clear your name yet, but I will glorify you. Yes, thank you for doing what you have been doing, keeping the communities in fear. And that's what we have been doing. You have a judge son, you know. Man, let me tell you something. When I talk, me talking just so, I know I tell him. Go and do the check and the background checks of some of these people. Because if you is a judge son, your mother is a lawyer, and you moving around with a man who is charged on sedition, God help us. God graciously help us. So we have to be careful, because people are being paid 100,000, 200,000. You have one who big, Mr. Like a big shot, who will be on social media again too. And I will call them out. Don't know what the ass they will be saying sometimes, but they get the script and they go along. They're just going along. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful. And when a man gets say, well, when he touch on Belmont, well, that's when I started cussing, because I watched a video clip that somebody sent to me. They said, watch this video clip. Where the so-called queen of shit had on she program. The man talking about he went to Belmont and he saw the stairs. Now there are different stairs in Belmont that take you from Zimbabwe down to Serrana. They have a next one again. So you have 500 steps, you have 1,000 steps, you have 300 steps. When the government, the councillors, the MPs said that they're going to transform these steps into road, you know what the people said? The community, not the gangsters, you know. It wasn't the gangsters who said it, you know. Tanties and all grannies, all of them went to the meetings And you know what they said? No, 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 no. Don't put no road there. Leave it. Leave it just as it is. I even asked one of the grannies, I said, but granny, you're getting old. She said, leave it there, I go exercise. Because when people driving through, I don't know who driving through my community. I said, wow, wow. And Tanti's serious about it, eh? And many of them serious about it. They don't want no road. And for years it have been like that. I mean to say it's good exercise to climb up them steps, eh? But oh God, after reach a point in time in your life, I went down one of them, the 500 steps. And to go back up, I said, nah, you see the shit? Let me take a car and go into and then back up the road. So I know my communities. I am fully aware of my communities. So I don't need a man to come and tell me that the people and them um, have stairs and the stairs on them in fix. The stairs on them do fix. And if they mash up, it's because the people mashing up the stairs. Because you can't take a sledgehammer and break wherever you want to break on the stairs and don't feel you will damage the stairs. It's like when they say we want better road. The road done bad already. But you're taking time on the road. So you feel you will do more damage to the road. It just goes to show you again, as I keep saying, we have to be patriotic as a people and stop letting people just come and dictate or tell me what we know then it has to be done. And if some of these things was just as how like there were a magic one, then it would have happened. But some of these things can't happen just so. It just can't. And I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I am not going to sit down and allow bloggers, muggers, mother effers to come into my country and feel like they disrespect my country and I wouldn't say anything about it. This has nothing to do with because he's white. If he was black, he get the same damn treatment. Don't come here with that foolishness. Stay in your country and do that. If you are sent as an operative to destabilize my country, it won't work. Because that is what most of these bloggers and these totish people come into your country to do. They are trying to destabilize your country. And it's all for political, this is a political, people don't understand the heights in this thing, this is more than what you just seen, If no man come to highlight nothing of no youths and no this, It's about political gain. That is what this is about. It's about political mischief. And they want the moderator to continue to push. And they want the moderator to continue to push. We needed over 600. So are you not seeing that? And that's what they want. So they're paying. They will pay legal fees for any of their people because they have the people to back them. They have the people to back them. They have the lawyers on standby who will take a pound a crown. Because most of these bloggers and them, They're eating the food from certain people who have money, who are financiers within the UNC party. Make no more about it. Let's go beat around the bush. We saw what happened when they had this boy George, who used to be on radio too. And the one and then when the mark bus, well, you remember that? 200 and something $1,000 they pay to that individual to promote the whole the PR for the UNC. And when the UNC people get to find out what $200,000 for what? The so-called leader march in Port of Spain against the same crime. They said, no, 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 no. The activists and them started kick up 200,000. Men who let's be on radio want to know what? $200,000 for what? And then the kind of stupidness that we just be enjoying. And I told you more and more of these bloggers, these hustlers, are going to be coming and they are going to put their false narrative out there to the general public to make the world believe that Trinidad is such a terrible place. That's why I just tell people, I know my place. And this is my place. I have to live here. My children have to live here. Regardless of what. And every 5 years, you have an opportunity to go to the poll and vote like everybody else. But when people want to push their agenda to try and get elections in an earlier and a faster time, just to make the country look bad, because when you make the government look bad, not the government to make it look bad, it's the people of Trinidad to make it look bad. Because as we hired the government to manage our affairs. So when you want the murder rate to reach 600, who you really want to murder? Not the same people? We have to be really not thinking as a people. And those who have stood their ground against this choppiness that's going on, and all these people who play in the game and collecting the money under the table, I will make matters. I will expose you. I will expose you because you are not doing anything good for the country. It can't only be about this eat a food mentality. It can't. We are far advanced and plenty, in developed nations. We far advanced. Than plenty of these so-called developed nations, as they call it. Because in my book, we are not no third world. We far advanced and in some parts of America and all. Europe, you name it, even Canada, or past Canada. And there are people who do like that. That's why when I see them hugging up people like Chris, I say, well, these people are mad. If Chris go along in the morning, Chris is going to the hospital, he don't need health insurance. He don't need health insurance. He gets free health care. Let me be real. Free health care. And the amount of doctors that's come Is this one a specialist? This one a specialist? That one a specialist? We getting that, but you ain't talking about that. So we, the taxpayers, paying the money in taxes to pay the doctors to give people who are not even citizens of this country free health care that they do him had to pay. But in their country, they had to pay. So when they had to pay to go to school, we don't have to pay. We provide them box lunch, breakfast. Many of them have to pay. You can still apply and go to a tree. Many of them, they have to pay all the money. So when they're talking, I just laugh at them. They don't know how blessed they is. And the first thing they was talking about, well, the youth and them, the youth and they ain't getting nothing and they well get up and go and do something. We are meant to give you if you're not getting up and go and get it. We are meant to do. Imagine a man talking about the beatum. Well, let me tell you, on the beatum, and a study that was done by East Port of Spain, go and ask Shema Wilson for herself. She will tell you. Shema Wilson will tell you for herself because she was part and parcel of the same study. Then I no lie, then I no joke. It was nearly what? Nearly over 300, it was 300 to 400 small businesses operating legally on the beatum that they even have a pharmacy. But they want to tell me. That clothing store, that hairdressing, that food, that this, you name anything you want to get it right there on the beatum. Anything you want to get it right on the beatum. So but they can come and tell me that they don't have opportunities. You can go and catch crab in the man and bring it and sell it. You're getting money. All kind of small businesses striving. But they see some people want big money too fast. And you can't get big money fast unless you're into some kind of big thing. You have to start small. In the artists and them when they're performing, them have to start small. At 500, some of them ain't get nothing. But we're talking about the youth and you know, when they ask, well, where you trade, where you can do, where you can bring to the fort. But I can do a thing like what? What thing you can do? They never do a thing. It's either go and get the trade, go and learn something, and then you can get the pay. But you can't want to get $1,000 for nothing. That's extortion. And what some of these people and them have been showing these people is how to do extortion and not how to do business. I don't have a problem with whether people vex or they're not vexed. You can be vexed with the government. You can be vexed with the government. Yes. And I'm glad that a texter would have sent it to me and let me know. Yes. When they held this individual, one of the people would have come forward and say, that they will raise the funds to pay his legal fees and his bail. How come they ain't telling you who paid the bail? all you're hearing is a GoFundMe. A GoFundMe. Let me tell you something. And there's talk about Trinidad and Tobago Intelligence. Trinidad and Tobago Intelligence Agency is well trained. They're well trained. People don't get tired with them. You know. They be, I keep telling you, we are not a banana republic. And let me tell you something, nothing is wrong with banana republic. Eh? Because banana at one point in time was like oil. The prices was real high. And people, a lot of economies thrived off of that and make money. And the economy is still striving off of that and making money. So there's nothing wrong in being called a banana republic because we were a cocoa republic at one time. Because we used to do plenty cocoa and export it. So there's nothing wrong with that. We are oil and gas economy. Nothing is wrong with that. Call me where you want. We better off than half oil out there. And one thing I know for a fact, that we looking better than them, we living better than them. Well, they can say what they want to know. For small nations, they can say what they want. But bananas at one point in time was like gold. I dare anybody to tell me a lie. It was like gold. Everybody planting banana. Central America, down to the Caribbean and all. Everybody want to get in the action to make money. So they can't tell me. They can't tell me. But I was really disappointed with the Queen of shit. Really, and you know, they feel like it's still a dream, you know. But they sell the wrong dream to the wrong people. No dollar could sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. Don't do like your so-called your mentor to sell the soul for next to nothing. And there are many of them who just jumping on the bandwagon. If you listen to what the pundit tell you, if you listen to what the pundit tell you in the video, you will learn your lesson. Because the very sad thing that Dr. Eric Williams fought against is what some people pushing in this country to have a Hindu-based party. Dr. Eric Williams didn't want that. Because we are all one citizen and we born, once you're born and you're bred here, you are Trinbagonian. Better yet, a Trini. And you should be proud. We can cost Kamala cost me back, but at least at the end of the day, we ain't supposed to be all one. Not to push the agendas of a political party. And that is what these bloggers and these people who are using the social media, that is what they are doing. They are trying to divide the country because they don't realize that, okay, well, if we hit them this way, internal election come in, so We are to appeal to we East Indian voters. Whether it is Hindu or it is not Hindus, we are to appeal to them because we want them to vote a particular way. Okay. And you see the other one, where we will push the Afro thing down the throat. That this one ain't doing nothing for the African, this one ain't doing nothing for the African. And that's where it's going down to tribalism politics. But if you love your country, it should not have been that. I know who's the bigger player, and he's from South. The bigger player is from South, and that man, let me tell you something, he's more dangerous. He's very, very dangerous to even the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. And his name was called in the EMBD, cartel-like scandal that is before the courts. Or you figure that you don't have dangerous men in this country? These are the people who spending their money to ensure that the narrative continue to be pushed on a day-to-day basis. That they're paying over $50,000 every month to some fellas on radio. $50,000. Now you be that. And there are those who trying to eat the food too. So they're playing the game. One could be balanced and one could be off balance. And they're negotiating with the two parties. Because there's businessmen, as they say. But it's a dangerous game they're playing. Because while they're taking food and they're saying, well, they're there for the black man and the black man and the black man and the black man and the black man. When they get $1 million and the $2 million and the $3 million and the $4 million, they don't care about this very said black man and the black man and the black man. They don't care if you wake up in the morning and you eat. Because them had to eat. So can I making money for them again, but them have to eat. Are we going to be doing that right too? Destroy the country? For what? Pettiness? This is our country. We had to live here. And we have to make sure that we all find a place. Because that's what our anthem says. But I'm not leaving my country. Those who want to pack up and go, could go. Those who want to continue pushing the narrative to get a little dollar in their pocket, they could go. But I always tell you, and I will always say, all you can have in your name is your name. That's all. And you don't want your future generation hearing, this one was a thief, this one's a hustler. You don't want that. Think before you do what you're doing. It cannot be only about the money. It must be some form of integrity. All of that went out the door for plenty people, eh? But we have to think as a nation. We must think as a nation. So let me show you what's the updated. And my director just told me that we have the updated version of sedition. And after that, so for those who want to embrace him, those who want to be aligned with him at this point in time, those who want to facilitate him, take a good listen of the updated version that we did from last week. Take a very good listen of the updated version of the Sedition Act. So let me get it here and we will play it to you.
Governance series. This episode is about explaining sedition. Recently, in Trinidad and Tobago, the term sedition was used in the public domain. It has subsequently become the subject of much public discussion. The long title of the Sedition Act describes it as an act to provide for the punishment of seditious acts and seditious libel, to facilitate the suppression of seditious publications, and to provide for the temporary suspension of newspapers containing seditious matter. Here, we will explain the sedition laws as well as clear up any confusion with sedition and treason. We make reference to the Sedition Act, number 10 of 1920 and its amendments in 1961, 1969, 1971, and 1976, and the Treason Act, number 16 of 1842 and its amendments in 1979. Seditious acts can come through several forms including publications, for example, newspapers and periodical publications, as well as through statements. Statements are words spoken, written, or recorded, as well as signs or other visible representations. It is very important that seditious intent be proven to get a conviction. What does this include? First, seditious intent brings hatred or contempt, or excites disaffection against the government, the Constitution, Parliament, or the justice system. Second, seditious intent is an intention to excite someone to attempt to use unlawful means to alter situations that were presented to them. Third, it can have the intent to raise discontent or disaffection among persons living in Trinidad and Tobago. Fourth, seditious intent can engender or promote the following two emotions. A. Feelings of ill will or hostility between one or more sections of the community. B. Feelings of ill will towards, hostility to, or contempt for any class of persons in Trinidad and Tobago that are distinguished by race, color, religion, profession, calling, or employment. Fifth, seditious intent can promote with intent the destruction of identifiable groups through the commission of any of the following. A. Killing members of the group. B. Deliberately inflicting on a group conditions of life to bring about its physical destruction. Now, we see the wide range of seditious intent from raising up emotions to killing persons. However, the following legal provision is critical to note. An act, speech, statement, or publication cannot be deemed seditious by reason if it intends to A. Show that the government has misled or is mistaken in its measures, or B. Point out errors or defects in the government or Constitution. Further, if the sharing of material through publications or statements is done with the intent to reform or fix the problem or even to excite persons to take lawful means to change these situations that were causing feelings of ill will, hostility, or contempt between sections of the community or classes in Trinidad and Tobago, then it cannot be classified as seditious. In addition, the law also provides for persons who may have seditious material and did not know that it was seditious, they cannot be convicted of sedition as well. The law stipulates that if a person commits or attempts to commit a seditious act in the various forms identified earlier, if such a person received a summary conviction, usually by a magistrate, he gets a fine of $3,000 and 2 years imprisonment. If he receives a conviction on indictment, usually by a judge and jury in the High Court, he gets a fine of $25,000 and 5 years imprisonment. Did you know that if the President of Trinidad and Tobago is of the opinion that any publication or statement is seditious, she may issue an order to prohibit it from coming into the country? If anyone imports, prints, publishes, copies, reproduces, communicates materials that are listed as seditious upon summary conviction, he receives a fine of $10,000 or 3 years imprisonment. If he is convicted in the High Court as an indictable offense, the punishment is 5 years imprisonment. There are some safety provisions in this law. For example, A. No person shall be prosecuted without the written consent of the Director of Public Prosecutions. B. No person shall be convicted on the uncorroborated testimony of one witness. C. A person can also be prosecuted under the common law or any other act, but he shall not be punished twice for the same offense. We have heard persons likening sedition to treason. There is a major difference. Treason is where any person owing allegiance to the state who, whether in Trinidad and Tobago or elsewhere, A. forms an intention to levy war against the state or to overthrow the government or the Constitution by force and uses overt acts, and B. adheres to the enemies of the state by giving them aid or comfort. The punishment for treason in Trinidad and Tobago is the death penalty. Note the vast differences in penalties for treason and sedition. Where can someone find a list of publications classified as seditious? These are listed in the legislation. In fact, there is a prohibited publication order where these are itemized. In the past, some of the prohibited seditious publications in the Caribbean include the Caribbean News Quarterly, West Indian Clarion, West Indian News, Caribbean Challenge, Caribbean Gazette, Caribbean Advocate, Caribbean Review, and Guyana Information Bulletin. Some of the international publications that were prohibited and deemed seditious were the Marxist Quarterly, World Marxist Review, and the Carib. Section 1 of the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago provides that Trinidad and Tobago shall be a sovereign democratic state. Is it consistent with this constitutional guarantee that the law criminalizes any speech which has a tendency to excite disaffection against the government of Trinidad and Tobago or raise discontent among its inhabitants? On Tuesday, June 20, 2023, the Privy Council was asked to decide whether the Sedition Act, a colonial-era law, first enacted in 1920, is consistent with the Republican Constitution of 1976 and its guarantee of a democratic state. A second question is whether, to the extent that the Sedition Act infringes the fundamental rights protected by Section 4 of the Constitution, it is saved as existing law by Section 6. The Privy Council was asked whether the judge at first instance was right to find that the Sedition Act was so dangerously broad and uncertain that it lacked the quality of law and therefore was not saved as existing law. The case was Maharaj and Central Broadcasting Service Ltd versus Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago. In 2020, after Judge Frank Seepersad upheld the SDMS challenge, the Office of the Attorney General successfully applied for a stay of the judgment to protect two pending matters being prosecuted by the Office of the DPP, one of which was the sedition charge against Jamaat al-Muslimin leader Yassin Abu Bakr. Bakr died in October 2021. The SDMS had challenged the lawfulness and constitutionality of certain provisions of the Sedition Act, particularly Sections 3, 4, and 13, which it said were vague, uncertain, and therefore illegal. Section 3 sets out what is considered a seditious act, while Section 4 details the particulars of the offenses and Section 13 deals with search warrants. Peter Knox KC and Robert Strang acted for the appellants, along with a team of attorneys from Trinidad, Senior Counsel Ramesh L. Maharaj, leading Keel Taklal Singh, Dinesh Rambali, Stefan Ramkasoon, and Ria Khan. Senior Counsel Fyard Hossain, Rishi P. Das, SC, and Vanessa Gopal acted for the respondent, the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago. In November 2023, the Privy Council dismissed the Sanatan Dharma Mahasabha SDMS challenge to the constitutionality of the pre-independence legislation, the Sedition Act, and ruled that Trinidad and Tobago's sedition laws stand. Recently, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, led by Dr. Keith Rowley, established the National Advisory Committee on Constitutional Reform, NACCR, to engage and consult with citizens, to get their views and recommendations on constitutional reform and to develop the terms of reference for a national dialogue on constitutional reform to be held in June 2024. Citizens' views and recommendations will be compiled into a working document for the national dialogue. For some citizens, the Sedition Act will be at the top of their list for reform. The discourse continues, and only time will tell what constitutional changes will be implemented. Thank you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of our Rule of Law and Good Governance series. Come join the conversation. Hop onto our 24-hour live chat on Bounce Up Central's community hub at bounceup.com.
Okay, so there you have it. There you have it, people. And that was the difference of the sedition. You heard parts of the sedition and the difference between the sedition and treason. So I'll end the live tonight, and but I really want to tell people, please. I sound like a begging there, but come onto the platform. Come onto the platform and experience something that you
To our Rule of
never
Law and Good Governance
experienced in our
series.
live chat. So this is your opportunity to experience it and be able to see our live broadcast through our watch party and our live stream. I'll have more to say on the development, not only just with this particular case, but with a story that somebody gave me. And look out, yes, I am going to do the article on the platform, so you need to get on the platform and you will see it there. And there are things that will be happening. There are things that will be happening. Get ready. It's coming. So enjoy your night, people, and have a blessed night. See you all tomorrow on but so much things will be happening on Dawnless Defenders of Good Governance with Romando Ramprasad and myself. Good night.